Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
We're living in a time that is so contentious and political that people are arguing about the price of eggs and who was responsible for it going up and who gets the credit for it going down. Really? Egg prices? That's what we're paying attention to now. Well, good news. The price is coming down, so be happy. Or be mad because you hate the guy who is in charge when you can again afford to eat eggs. Or don't eat eggs, as a form of protest. Good. More for me as I eat omelets while driving my Cybertruck with zero carbon emissions. Except for me breathing. And speaking of random emissions, this is Dave and Juan. More.
And 3.
Number 2.
A big old 1.
Well, that comes woohoo.
Release the hounds, release the whatever we release at this point. America, you miss us. We know you did. You are.
You're welcome.
Welcome. Very, very, very welcome. Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank you. As we do this on a Saturday, time stamping this one on a Saturday, getting in a little early. I got to head over to Orlando tomorrow.
All right.
First thing in the morning, and hopefully the weather will have blown through by then. So
I take it you're going for work and not to go to, the happiest place on earth.
I've had more than one person ask me, "Ooh, are you gonna pop into to Disney World?" No. like if the conference I'm speaking at had a free shuttle to bring me to Disney World and free admission, I would take the pass. I would go with my wife loves Disney. She loves Disney. And we were set back in 2020 for one of her birthdays. It was a milestone birthday for her, and we had a huge Disney week planned and everything, and that's when COVID shut everything down.
Blew that whole deal.
We haven't been back since. And then since then, we've all been shown and realized that Disney is just an evil company. So
it's not just because that. We
don't
did
be
it,
offended.
so,
Those of you that still love Disney, don't be offended. But it's some rough stuff.
I find it one of the most stressful things in the world to go to Disney with kids, because you're trying to get it all done. And then my daughter, when she was doing competitive cheer, we'd end up at Disney World every year, and then it was trying to mix that in with cheer practice. It's like, oh man.
Well, even going without, so we were going to go, and my boys were, they're older. I mean, they're technically men, but we're still fortunate enough that. We know that one of these years is going to be the last time we do the little,
right.
Just the family. We got one coming up. We're going to Alaska in a.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, if nothing changes between now and then, but I think so. But Disney is first of all, it's insanely expensive, and that's we're not breaking news there. People know that, but it just keeps getting more stunningly expensive. But it's also, again. Don't take this the wrong way, people. Whenever somebody says don't take it the wrong way, they're about to say something. You know exactly the way I'm saying it. Going to Disney without children is, I don't know. I don't know that.
I don't get it. And look, I know people who love Epcot as adults.
Well,
and they do the drinking around the world stuff.
Correct.
And everything. But beyond that, it's like I got no interest in. I go with kids and go for the rides, the non-ride stuff. To me, like whatever.
I can tell. Well, I'm not a big ride person, and I can tell that. And I see friends, people I know there. I'm sure some of the newer rides that have opened in the last few years that I've never seen are wonderful. But here's the deal. Anybody is if you're at a stage where. I like, I like going to Disney. I just like going to Epcot. Everybody knows why you want to go to Epcot to drink around the world. That's not a Disney thing, dude. You just have a drinking problem. That's fine. And that's okay.
When I go to Disney with kids, it's like, all right, well, let's go to Epcot because we're here. But we're just going to make a quick run.
So, but I'm not. So I will not be doing that. I'm speaking of this thing in Orlando. But I started off saying while we're doing this, really bad weather
Yeah.
breaking out through. There were a couple of, and I feel a special tie now to Mississippi. I've been doing so much work in Mississippi over the past year. A couple of tornadoes touched down and pretty
Yeah, I
bad.
saw Kentwood, Louisiana, hometown of Britney Spears, got hit
Did it
this
really?
afternoon.
Did
Yeah.
it really? Maybe we'll get a
But
Brittany.
we didn't. I mean, like I went outside this morning, or I guess just early, I don't know, late morning, uh, to make sure I had emptied my rain gauge because I wanted to get an accurate assessment of what was, what
This is
I
not a
looked at it
rain
a little
event.
while ago.
Yeah, this is. I mean, it's rain, but they're not expecting a rain event. Now, there are parts of the country, and I think it's happening again as we record this on a Saturday. Sustained winds of 60, 65, 70
Yeah,
miles an
this
hour.
is not some little localized thunderstorm or
No, no,
storm
no.
by
It
any stretch of
stretches
the matter. Yeah.
from really right now from the bottom of Louisiana all the way through. I don't know if it's well. Let me see.
Yeah, like the Midwest, I think, or up through like at least through
It's through
Tennessee and
Louisville right
Ohio
now,
here.
so it's going through
Yeah.
Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky. Um, and those of you watching on the YouTubes, there you
Yeah.
go. But what got me is the projection of the tornadoes, and it's when they're calling for multiple long-lasting tornadoes and actually talking about strong ones. Now, to me, a
Yeah.
weak tornado, strong tornado, your day's still ruined, right? It comes down to where it goes through. But the one that got me was potential softball-sized hail.
Man, no, I didn't hear that.
Dude, that's death from above. I mean,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? Golf ball is bad enough, golf ball size stuff, and they're still calling for a potential in various places. But man, I've seen softball sized hail. Thank God, not. I haven't seen it personally.
Right.
Seen it on video. You know what? What do you do? Like,
Well, here's the deal. If you need a new car and you don't mind one slightly damaged, some places in the United States are going to have hail
and
damage.
all the roof hustlers. They're going to be out there.
Yeah.
We get that all the time here. We get just thunderstorms that roll through, and oh man, if there was any word or measurable or any potential hail,
Well, that's how they make.
these
I have a
roofers
friend.
come
I may
out.
have talked about this before. I have a friend who is in the roofing business, and whatever last hurricane we had, like the day after or whatever, I went hang out with him just to go, and rode down Morgan City way. And I was just talking to him about the business model and stuff, and that purely is, a very small percentage of their business comes from people who happen to need
Right.
a roof change.
They go
It's
hustle it
all
up,
knocking on doors, chasing people. Hey, you might have hail damage from 8 months ago. Let me get up there and look at it.
and they'll do it. And well, and then it all depends. Like I'm at the stage now. I think we had our roof changed 15 years ago, give or take, somewhere in that range. But they prorate it and stuff. So even
Yeah.
if right, I mean, I'm eventually gonna have to change a roof. But there'll be a lot of roofs being changed uh, in the next week. So those of you, if you're listening to us right now, then hopefully you've
You're
made
not
it
doing
through.
so with rain dripping on
And
your
if you're doing it from rubble, waiting to be rescued,
head. Thank you
you should
even more.
you should really be listening to something else besides us. But we appreciate the fact that you are. I don't know. Thought that crossed my mind. So rodeo Houston is going on right now. Down, maybe 40 minutes.
I
From
saw they lost some power.
here. That's the point, right? So, and they bring in big concerts every year. There's I don't know 15, 20 different consecutive nights, right? It's always
Mhm.
and it's you get some pretty big acts. Of course, I'm the old guy now, so I always can like recognize a third of them.
Yeah.
But last night was Journey, or as I call them, the Journey cover band, right?
Yeah.
The band that once was Journey that's now a cover band with their new singer. But anyway, so they were there and big crowd, Journey's Journey. Everybody loves them some Journey. And then in the middle of Don't Stop Believing, and they're the big hit, which I don't understand this. It was either right at the beginning of the concert or midway through the concert. It wasn't. to me, I can't believe that Journey would not close with that. Like that.
Ah, good point.
Yeah, like right? Like how do you not close with what's
Yeah, they're not
arguably
closing with Wheels in the Sky.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, arguably the biggest
Well,
pop
and
song
because it's also a multi-generational song. I mean,
ever.
that song's been on a bunch of TV shows that young people
You got to
know.
close with it, right? You got to. But anyway, but apparently it wasn't closing. And I think it was either early in the concert or mid through the concert. Anyway, there was an electrical fire underneath the stage,
Oh,
and,
dang.
and mid song, he's just getting to the part of it goes on, and then it just went out. Sound went out, screens went out, and the audience kind of kept going with on and on and on.
See,
Yeah,
no
right.
different. Wasn't Steve Perry?
And then they realized, okay, the band and everybody was there thought it was.
Yeah, they thought it was staged, probably. Just sing along time.
Here's what I thought, and this is where the Houston Rodeo was very, very fortunate that incident happened at a Journey concert. Because I want you to think about what's the demographics in that NRG, right? That big stadium when that happened. I'm willing to bet people were upset. I'm willing to bet they were like, hey, how do I get my money back? I want a refund. This is a rip. But you know what? Nobody did. Nobody tore that place down. Nobody got shot.
Punched anybody. So.
Nobody, right. There was no riots. Let me tell you something, man. They got some acts that play Rodeo Houston. Bro, if the power would have went out and the concert would have been stopped,
That'd have been the least of the problems.
They'd have made national news. They'd have made national news.
The electrical fire or the fire wouldn't have been contained to underneath the stage.
It would have been something. So hopefully they'll get all that worked out and
talking about older music. I read just a little while ago, I don't know, some thread on social media or 7 songs from the 70s that wouldn't be acceptable or pass muster today.
7 songs.
7 songs from the 70s. I don't know all 7, but I don't remember all 7. But one we've talked about, that whole Ringo Starr, You're 16.
You're 16.
You're beautiful
and you're mine.
Yeah. But another one was Kung Fu Fighting. And I said, well, what was wrong with Kung Fu Fighting?
Hang on. You can't say that without letting me get it out of my head. Everybody was Kung Fu fighting. Why couldn't you say Kung Fu? Because Kung Fu offensive?
Funky China Man from Funky Chinatown.
Funky China Man from Funky. I guess, I guess as a Cajun or a Caucasian.
Yeah,
Did you have that? Did you have a T-shirt that said that? A Caucasian?
No, I'm gonna though. I'm about to roll all those things out again. It's gonna be Caucasian.
Caucasians.
Yep.
We are. So as a Caucasian, I guess it is not my place to rule on whether or not Funky Chinatown. I don't know how that could possibly.
Well, they got Chinatown in every major city in the world.
Correct. And I guess China. I guess you can make anything derogatory. It's the country, and it's a person. So I mean, I could call you what, American man or America man. Is that offensive?
Bayou man, whatever.
Bayou man, Placa man. That's a free shirt for you right there. That 5 people will buy. if I buy 4 of them. Yeah. So,
I just found it odd that.
But she's.
But then
16.
again,
but the only way Ringo Starr song is not really Epstein Island-ish is if he's also 16. If he's singing it from.
Well, he wasn't 16 in the 70s.
He was. Correct. But what's the word I'm looking for? Is it alliteration? No, it's not alliteration, but that's a word you use because not a lot of people really know what it means. But if you use it like what it means, people just fill in. Okay.
Could have been metaphor. I don't know.
There was it. So that was the only 2 you remember?
Those are the 2 that I knew. There was some other one, some Rolling Stones song that I think was also viewed as offensive or.
Oh my goodness! Of course, Brown Sugar.
Brown Sugar wasn't on it.
Oh, come on.
No, that wasn't the list, dude. That song.
Brown Sugar is legit the most offensive. They won't even sing it in concert anymore.
Yeah, well, and I don't know. I heard it on the radio the other day, and I started listening. I said, "Man, this is bad. This is bad."
All right. Well, there you
But
go.
as pure evidence that anybody can find reason to complain about anything or even politicize it. So the other day I posted on Facebook a picture of the price of the gas pump that I paid.
Okay.
And didn't I just put bruh. It was $2.05 a gallon.
That is pretty low.
Well, then it started, but yeah, thank you, Trump, and everybody's blah blah, not Trump, or what about egg prices and your retirement plan?
Well, egg prices
And
are down. Egg
yeah,
prices.
and but and one guy says, "Oh, all of y'all have patience when it comes to this." And so I said, "Dude, I have no idea who y'all is." I said, but I just bought gas near my house, and I was excited that I got it for $2.05.
Listen, everything is political now,
Yeah.
and you knew what you were doing. Don't, hey man,
I
listen,
don't know. No,
Juan, don't pull it.
I really wasn't, because here's the deal.
We're friends. We talk every week, Juan. You didn't.
I bought
post,
it
you
on
didn't
what I
post
didn't
that.
post. What I didn't post was that Circle K had a deal that day where if you got like some Circle K membership thing, it was 40 cents off a gallon. So it was really $2.45 a gallon. I just got it for $2.05.
Only you would join a Circle K club to
Now
get
my
the
wife's in it, but she called me and she said, "Yeah, you need gas?" I said, "Always." Yeah.
yeah, good call. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm driving, yeah, I need
Yeah. Today
yeah.
only.
But no,
And
the
yeah,
price of the price. But you were saying that apparently, miraculously, when you stop killing all the chickens,
yeah,
the price of eggs comes down. And that's apparently what is happening. Chickens mature pretty fast. So, I mean, thankfully, they didn't kill all the chickens. They killed
right.
a lot of chickens.
That's basic economics 101, supply and demand. When the supply of eggs goes up, the price comes down.
And the price and look, say what you want. You can hate who you want. That's fine. It's God's, you're right as an American.
Yeah.
Hate who you want to hate. Now, don't take it out physically. You can't do that. You shouldn't
don't egg my car or anything.
Terrorize anything, but you can still hate somebody and appreciate the fact that some prices come down, and you just know it will. Here's a hint, guys. You increase the supply of something, you get rid of some of the regulations that makes it very expensive to do it. There's going to be more of it, and if you lower the price of the good, the product that literally. And we say the word literally a lot. And a lot of people say literally, and it's not really literally. This is literally the most used product in our economy is gas, oil, petroleum.
Yeah.
Period. So when that comes down, ta-da, and we're going to find out.
Goods sold.
Yeah. Stock market. Look, man, I wasn't looking at it that much when it was going up. I'm not looking at it that much when it's coming down.
Right.
There's no rhyme or reason. It's going to go up. It's going to come down. Things are going to sort through as we figure out. Still, though, and this is where I don't know. Maybe it's the world we're living in, and we're all online. And there were some promises made early on that haven't been kept yet, that are starting to annoy some people. Now, there may be good reasons, but right. So when new administration comes in, you got my boy Cash, and I said I like Cash because he looks crazy. He's got a good background. He's got some crazy eyes, and he looks like, all right, that's the guy I want running FBI. I want a guy that says, man, we're going to clean things up. But when you say on day one,
all right,
you dropping stuff, and then we're on day, for him probably it's been a month at least.
Yeah.
Nothing.
That's day one promises. Anybody ought to, somebody should stop people from saying day one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As soon as it, or Pam Bondi, who, hey, look, I'm holding out hope that she's not just, the pretty, the Trump floated out Matt Gaetz, the world melted down. So then he went get, the very attractive Pam Bondi. who had a good resume. I mean, big resume, but I could stand to see her a little less on TV. And unless she's dropping bombs, right? Unless she's
Yeah.
saying, okay, boom, boom, boom. But man, she's on Fox more than Hannity. I mean, it's like, okay, and I don't even watch. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
I do not sit down and watch I don't watch Fox News. I don't watch CNN. I pretty much get my clips, right? And I got certain
Yeah.
websites that aggregate things. And if it's something that is interesting enough beyond the clip, you can find it, right? I got stuff recorded and you can find things. But yeah, they're on TV an awful lot. But and we'll see.
Well, it's all, I don't know. I saw today it was, yeah, everybody's which I'm sure will cause more hate and love. Trump walking to, I guess, the helicopter or Marine One or whatever with little X with Elon's kid.
Yeah, Elon's. Look, and as much as I, like I said, love Elon, hate Elon, pick your. I don't care. Pick whatever side you are. He's an impressive guy, right?
Yeah.
But what is it about naming them kids?
Yeah, X is the most, and granted, it's short for something else. My son and I were talking about that yesterday. X is the most normal name.
Yeah, but I like the fact that kid's like he's shot out of a cannon, man. He's like hanging with the Trumpster. Hey,
Yeah, well, I saw one like he was walking with him, and he must get some of his mannerisms from Elon because he was doing all of this, waving his
Trump.
hands in the air like he just don't care.
Yeah, that's right. I was reading today that Trump has lost 30 pounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I found he was looking a little bit thinner because Robert Kennedy Jr. was on TV. I think being interviewed with Kennedy. I saw it was on. I didn't watch it, but I saw the clip after where Kennedy made a joke or something about the garbage that Trump eats. But then Hannity told him, well, he stopped eating. He still likes hamburgers, but he doesn't have the bun. So apparently, he's on
the Atkins diet.
Trump is slowly dropping carbs, and he's down Trump's a big guy too. So 30 pounds is.
Oh yeah. His hair doesn't look dyed blonde anymore, and he's not orange.
Oh, I think that was always. I read that there was he does tanning beds.
Yeah. That was fake tan.
I can never figure out though. Okay, I get it, but like you can never quite get the eyes right.
No, because you got to close stuff, or because you put it's been decades since I've
whatever,
been
dude.
Tanning bed, but
Man,
you got to put the little goggles on.
I just want to make that age, and if I can make that age, I don't have his energy now. All right?
No.
So if I can make that age and still be, I'll take it. Whatever. I'll be orange. I'll be whatever color.
Now I did see that one of Trump's daughters is apparently dating Jesus Christ, Tiger Woods.
Well, he's only got 2 daughters, I think, right? Yeah, he's got 2. He's got it's the one he had with Marla Maples. It's is it Tiffany?
I think there's another one. I think it's the one you don't see. Tiffany's the younger one. I don't know. I just saw. Let's see. I'll Google that while we're talking.
Digging Tiger Woods, man. Now I'm sure Trump approves of that because he loves himself some Tiger Woods. But let's see. You don't need the money.
Tiger, man, get some good golf playing.
Yeah, he's pretty sure
Vanessa Trump.
Who?
Vanessa Trump.
Vanessa Trump. I didn't know there was a Vanessa Trump.
Yeah,
that can't be a daughter.
Well, Tiger Woods and Vanessa Trump, the ex-wife of Donald. Oh no, I take that back. It's Donald Jr.'s ex-wife.
Oh, that's a little complicated.
Yeah.
Don Jr. is the one that hooked up with
Kimberly Guilfoyle.
But they're not anymore.
No, no. But they were broken up before the election. And
yeah, but Kimberly still got some ambassadorship, I think.
Yeah, like the ambassador to Greece or something.
Trump.
She was married to
Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, who is starting that campaign now, man.
Man, we got 350 million people in this country. And why is it that there's only about 20 to 30 people, and maybe their close families, who apparently get to run?
Yeah.
And it's not like it's inherited. It's all sort of elected stuff. Of course, yeah, I mean, what's the thing? It is what it
It
is.
is
So
what it
we
is.
wish them happiness. That would be interesting, though. Wow, that'd be an interesting Christmas party. The White
Yeah.
House Christmas party be will be lit. Like Tiger's there with Don Jr.'s ex-wife.
Yeah, well, yeah, Don is single, so who knows what's gonna happen with
Just
that?
don't let Tiger drive. He has a problem with
Maybe Don Jr. could get Tiger's ex-wife.
he has a problem. You know, the problem
So,
drive. So
talking about driving, so we're in, and I mentioned before my mother-in-law recently passed away, so we're in the throes of settling all of that stuff. And so yesterday I was saying, all right, we're trying to decide what we want to do with her car. It's like, I even brought it to the shop where I bring my stuff and said, hey, what does it need and things like that. So I looked online and I went to just how do you value how much is my car worth type stuff. Well, Capital One, which is where I bank, had some estimator deal. You put your information in and put the car information in. So I had no problem putting it's like, all right, I got a bank account here. I don't care if I'm putting my information in there. Dude, when I tell you within 5 minutes of me clicking send, every freaking car dealership in Baton Rouge has begun texting me, emailing me, and calling me. Are you still interested in trading in your Acura TL? And I'm like, I wasn't interested in it. I just wanted a price. And
well, they I guess that's how it works, man. That's
yeah,
how
and I
they.
get it. Look, if it was, if I were interested, it'd be great. But
Well, what are you doing? I mean, are you going to keep the car or
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they've got legal stuff you got to go through before you can do anything with it. I mean, they've got to have I think it's called a succession where you get,
yeah, there's so much things
the
that go
rights to
on.
all of that stuff.
Exactly. Like I don't. Yeah, my mind is blown by the fact we have people that have been dead for 100 years still getting Social Security checks.
Yeah, they
Apparently,
sucked hers right back out, dude. And I don't know how they find it. I talked to somebody the other day, said like major banks get like some list of, I guess, people who die. Um, and my sister had told me about this from when my mom passed away. So she passed away like mid-February, maybe like February 18th or something like that. I think she got her Social Security check at the beginning of the month. They would, forget prorating the thing. They pull the whole thing out.
really.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wonder if that's the Doge effect in a.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. And her bank account's been, like they locked the bank account.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there saying, so that means I got to pay her bill with my money? What's up with that?
Man, look. Hey, it all works well. Trying to as long as it's efficient. I mean, I want play by the rules. Just don't make it stretch out. I'm not saying you. I'm talking,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
of them that
no,
are,
all of it. Yeah, right. Just got to
like
be even in the.
just think
It's
about
just
how many people die every day, man. You know
yeah.
how many like that's just yeah. I like back
It's a
in the good old
business.
days. Yeah, good old days. Nobody secession. What? Hey, we're cleaning out dad's house. Come get what you want. Gonna-
And that's kind of the thing now with her house. It's like, all right, yeah, because trying to decide like if you're gonna get they call it like the people who do estate sales. You can hire somebody to come in and do everything. But the typical fee for that is 40%.
40%. Wow.
40% off the top. And basically they do a 2-day sale, let's say a Saturday and a Sunday. On the Saturday, everything is the price that they assess it at. On the Sunday, everything is 50% off. And anything that doesn't sell, the estate company takes and they sell it at other estate sales, but they keep all of that money.
That seems like one of the biggest ripoffs I've ever heard,
I'm
man.
telling you, yeah.
Yeah, right. Because so if they're taking 40 off the top, you're down to 60.
Yeah.
If you don't move that, you're down to let's see,
Yeah.
30. If
30.
it goes to 50% the next day, and then
Yeah.
I don't know. I just assume put buy owner,
Well, that's a whole, it's like we're
make
gonna
me an
sit down
offer.
and yeah. everybody take what they want, and then I say put it on Facebook Marketplace because and then see what you can do with it.
You guys are more commerce focused than we are. We just give stuff away, man. Like I
Yeah, I
said,
know.
we just because at the end of the day, there are certain things that either for sentimental value,
Yeah,
and there's not. Yeah, I mean, it's typically not like a lot of like you got stuff the house you have to do things with and that kind of stuff. But for the most part, the stuff that the family and immediate family don't want, what I care.
yeah, that's it. Because from my perspective, also, it's like, dude, I got room for that.
Yeah. It's like you just right. Again, and if it's something important, if it's
Yeah,
something that's, that's, with and that's me, it's mostly sentimental stuff. I don't give, whatever. Take what I'm gonna sell a sofa? No. I did,
I did take a recliner though. That baby is comfy.
I did take a recliner. Well, there you go. I'm sure she would have wanted you to have it.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know if she wanted me to have it as much as I wanted to have it.
Well, glad. Well, good luck with that. So with the process, you're talking about cars. I did something with a car the other day for the first time in a long time. I changed a tire, dude. I realized I hadn't changed a flat tire.
Oh, flat?
Yeah, yeah, but it
Yeah,
wasn't. I was fortunate. It wasn't mine. It was my mother-in-law, and she was actually at our house, and so it couldn't have been easier for me because it was in front of my house on the street, not a busy street, a street, and on actually a pretty day. Wasn't raining, wasn't whatever. And man, a big old piece of metal. I don't know how in the world. Part of me was like, did somebody do this on purpose? Man, this almost seems like I can't even figure out how that piece of metal got into the tire.
I
But
could have got in and another piece of it broke off. I mean, she could have rolled on something.
I have no idea.
Was the tire actually flat?
Oh, it was beyond repair. So I tried. I got. I'm like, well, and we could have called AAA, but I'm thinking, let me see. If I'm gonna, I did it really just to like, just from like my man card. I feel kind of because I was home. I was home. I had stuff to do, but I wasn't. I wasn't on a call. I didn't have a deadline. I was like, all right, So I had to remind myself, okay, how do you use this jack? How do
Well,
you?
that's always the problem is the jack.
Like
I got a floor
different
jack in my
kinds.
garage, so
It's
it's
not like the
just,
good old kind like when we grew up, right?
right.
It was big, heavy. The jack
Right,
was
you
also a
stand it,
weapon.
clip it on the bumper, and just crank it. Now you got those little scissor jacks that you'll
Hmm.
bust your knuckles trying to twist up.
Correct. And you got to find the underneath of the car. You want to
Yeah,
make sure that you jack it up on a car that's weight supporting, that
yeah.
you don't mess something up. So get that out. And then I tried it first. I had some Fix-A-Flat cans. Um, and those things, if you have a small
Yeah.
nail or something, actually work pretty well. But I tried that, but the hole was just too big. I mean, even
Yeah, if it cuts it, it's I haven't had a flat in forever, knock on wood. I mean, I'll get, my tires will get low and then I'll go bring it somewhere to get fixed or have an air compressor. But or like, in my wife's car last week, her tire was low before we went to Dallas. And I looked and I saw a nail in it. And I said, there you go. It's, here I marked where it was. I said, yeah, go show them and get it
Yep.
fixed. But as far as having to jack up a car,
Nope,
no.
got it
Her car
up.
doesn't. I've talked about this. Her car doesn't even have a spare.
Yeah, wow. So my mother-in-law's did. It was one of the
Donut.
smaller, but it's a smaller car anyway. So the spare, it almost didn't even
Yeah.
look.
Since they
Almost
got
didn't.
rid of the marquee.
Yeah. That marquee is, I don't know where that thing's at. It's probably in Mexico somewhere, I'm sure. But yeah, got it. Man, did it. And then I had my air pump there. So I had to check. So the spare was supposed to be at 60 pounds PSI. So I put the pump on it to see where it was. The spare was at 8 pounds PSI.
Yeah, I don't think anybody ever checks the pressure on the spare.
So like, all right, fill the spare up and walked out feeling, all right, I might not do that for another 10 years. Let's hope. But, got that done. Like I said, a few years ago on our way to Florida, several families when my father-in-law, that was the marquee.
Yeah.
That was the infamous,
Death by vacation.
death. He changed that tire on the side of I-10. I mean, I-10 with 70 mile an hour. I mean, just cars and trucks passing close enough that every now and then the car would sort of shake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wasn't quite that. Wasn't quite
It's
that.
never fun to buy tires either. I bought for my Jeep I guess probably a month ago. Um, and then the guy calls me because like, yeah, it's like, hey, I'm sorry I quoted you the wrong price. What I quoted you with my price. And
That
I was like,
sounds like your problem, dude.
and so I said, all right, whatever.
What I
Uh,
what I quoted you was my price. Have you done this before, bro? Is this the first time you quote a tire, John? I
yeah.
mean,
But it's still got all the little chuchuts on there, which I like. This, yeah, it's got a lot of them on there for some reason.
you like the chuchuts? That's the son of a new tire. You still got the
Yeah.
chuchut. Still got the chuchuts on it. Yeah, my older son brought his car in today to get inspection or whatever the crap you have to get done. And so we have to do the coaching part of, all right, they always want to change the filters. Don't you change the freaking filters. The inner that is like their go-to. You want fries with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's let's slap on another $50 to $60 of labor for a $5 part.
Yeah. My son went to get his one day this week, inspected, and fussed because they sold him wiper blades. And I said, dude, nah, they don't buy the wiper blades there, man. It's because it was like 22 a piece. But he
Yeah.
said if they didn't buy them, they were going to fail it. So,
Yeah, it's I use a shop here just at the end of the street from where we live, and they've always been good. But always you always got to keep because people they cycle through, and it's different
yeah.
employees, and you can
Yeah.
always tell when you got that
I
person
tend to,
that's.
when need, I got a couple hookups. I
But you
just
can always
call
tell
them
when you
and
got
get
a
a
new
tag.
guy in there who's they probably brought in there to boost sales. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this store's not doing too well. Let's bring in Jared. Jared's really good. And it's just all that thing, right? It's like going to the doctor. The doctor tells you, hey, you got this, and we need to do. What are you gonna say? Nah, nah. I'm going to do a second opinion. I'm gonna chat GPT it right here and see what.
Yeah.
Which, as it turns out, you're probably better off doing that. But, um, oh, this is something that I even commented a presentation I gave, I guess last week. Yeah. Because it happened that morning. I said, I just have to make a comment about it. Do you see what Southwest Airlines has decided to do?
Yeah.
So Southwest Airlines, which has been to me, it's been on a steady decline for the past 10 years or so. Southwest at one time was the only truly profitable airline. It always did well. It had its model. Part of the problem, part of the deal with Southwest was that it did not fly to some of the major hubs
Hmm.
because that way they could just run. You didn't get stuck in Atlanta. You didn't
Right.
right. But they bought it was a Value Jet or AirTran, whatever it was they bought. They expanded, and all of a sudden Southwest is flying, right? They're a regular airline, but still trying to be efficient, whatever. And what's always been the thing with Southwest, you don't have
Bags fry free.
right, no assigned seating, which they're changing, and
Oh, they're
bags.
changing that too?
Yes, yes, I think that's coming before, but your bags fly free, which by the way is how it used to be.
Yeah.
We
Yeah. You used
forget.
to bring as many as you wanted.
Yeah, the airlines have been sticking it to us since 9/11. They just figured out ways
Yeah.
to
And if you could fit it in your suitcase, that was good enough.
correct. It
They
wasn't
didn't
weighing. No,
forget
no,
the
they
weight.
figured out a way to. But anyhow, Southwest, and that's the reason so many people flew Southwest, right? If you're going somewhere, I know like a lot of the groups, a lot of the church groups and stuff always fly Southwest because the young people can bring their bags. They
Yeah.
got big bags to go away for a week, and that's just you just check the bag. You're not bringing it on the plane. So let me tell you. So apparently Southwest got tired of Spirit Airlines getting all the publicity with all the fights. Like every time you see a fight break out in an airport, it's typically at a Spirit Airlines check-in or help desk. Well, get ready. So, and Southwest has its own issues, but get ready for more of that because I can't wait to see boarding group C or whatever it is trying to get their bags on the plane because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, because everybody, when you charge, everybody wants to bring it on, and then you see people trying to jam this bag. Do most have that little like the template thing that you have to stick it in
But
to see if it
that thing's
fits?
a lie too. That template is always too small. I have a bag, and look, I do it all the time. I have a suitcase that typically it's supposed to fit on just about every plane, right? With an overhead. And if you don't have an overhead, they have to check your bag, green
Right.
tag it, and when you get off the plane, they bring it. You don't go to baggage claim; it's waiting for you in the jetway. But yeah, I have a bag that I use everywhere, and I don't think that thing fits in the template. The template's big shock, y'all. It's airlines. They're lying.
Yeah.
They're
It's
lying.
always fun though to watch people try to jam things in there. I can fit it.
Oh, just so get ready, yo. Get everybody who is, they're a Southwest and all the reasons we used to say about why you fly Southwest.
Well, I
Prices
could do
go-
without I don't care about the assigned seat, but what annoys me with Southwest with the unassigned seat is anyone who needs assistance boarding,
Oh.
please come up.
Well, I told you that, and I think we mentioned this on
Yeah,
one of the
we've talked about
podcasts.
that before.
Yeah, I sat next to a Southwest pilot that said they couldn't wait to get rid of that, and that was the Southwest pilots are just sick of it. They're sick. Speaking of pilots, so I fly United usually. Man, the pilot, my pilot from I took a picture and I kind of wanted to like text it to you guys, like in case we go down. I want y'all to see who was flying this thing. The pilot that was flying us was tiny. Now, I'm not saying that's legit. He was. I thought at first there was two pilots, right? And one's like a normal size kind of guy, I guess. And when I say tiny, he wasn't a little person as far as you can't call can you say dwarf anymore or
Well, I don't know if all little people are dwarfs.
okay. Well, this guy was not. He wasn't. He wasn't. They wouldn't do a reality show about him, okay? But the guy when he walked up, if you'd have told me this was like a Make-A-Wish
I want to I want to fly a plane.
situation, or I mean, the guy.
Like the kid who Trump made a Secret Service agent.
Correct. I was hoping Trump didn't make this guy an honorary pilot. So what I'm telling you, the guy was maybe 5 foot, and don't get me wrong, but he looked young, like his. You can look
He looked
like
beyond small. He looked like he was. Yeah.
he looked young. He looked like I'm saying like a child, but young. And I thought, and the uniforms you can't tell. I'm thinking when they get into the plane, maybe he's a flight attendant. Maybe he's, maybe whatever. Nope. I get on the plane and I turn. Take my seat, and they're just about 10 feet in front of me, and he's sitting in one of the pilot seats.
Did he have a booster seat?
Man, listen, he had to. He had to.
Well, I'm sure on the plane you can adjust it up. Yeah.
I wanted to ask if they had extra phone books for this cat to sit on. And then, it was a pretty long flight coming back from, Charlotte. And, on long flights, a lot of times the pilots
Pilot stretch their legs.
and they got to pee. And when they do, they put the drink cart in front, right, to block they don't want you walking around with access to the cockpit. So when that guy got up, when the other guy who was hoping was flying the plane got up to go to the bathroom, I knew my Make-A-Wish pilot was and and you know what? Everything was fine. So shame on me for having
wishes do come true, Dave. Wishes do come
for
true.
having my doubts. But we're just living in anxious times. I used to not even pay attention to who's in front of the plane until all the stuff that's coming out. We're like, oh, wait a minute. But then apparently it's not just the pilots we have to worry about. Apparently they've just been stacking the air traffic, air traffic, air traffic.
TSA.
TSA is the
security people.
Security, but the air traffic guys, the
controllers, the guys in the
what do you call these guys? The
air traffic controller.
Yeah, apparently they've been a lot of the folks in the past 5 years or so who've gotten those jobs, not necessarily because they tore up the test so there are all kinds of things to worry about.
They may have been good at Space Invaders or something like that.
Seeing more masks on planes again too. I send you guys pictures every now and then.
I saw that.
Here's my thing, y'all. And look, I'm numb. I'm tired. Whatever. If if for whatever reason you want to wear a mask, whatever reason you think that this flimsy, dirty, keeping bacteria right in front of my face,
Stick it in your pocket and put it back on your
or
face.
whatever. So
with your dirty hands.
if you think that's doing something for you, okay, whatever. Here's all I'm asking. Be consistent, y'all. Be consistent. I have been around probably 10, 15 people on flights in the past couple, 3 weeks. Been on a lot of flights. And not a one is consistent with the mask. They pull them off to eat when the stuff comes. I had a flight attendant the other day. He'd put it on to come interact with us and then walk 3 feet away and take it off. And he's talking, he's whatever. And I'm just thinking, well, you think the air is like,
He says, "Hey, bro, you're in the 6 feet range."
man. So that's all I'm saying, y'all. If you want to play that, or be fully ready to be mocked. Be fully ready. And if not, like,
I still see people standing outside, or driving in a car by themselves, and it's just I don't know. It's what level of discomfort can you tolerate that you're standing in 80-something degree weather outside?
Restricting your oxygen, by the way, that is one thing that ends up happening. You end up inhaling more of your own what you're supposed to be exhaling than you should.
Carbon monoxide.
And it's warm and moist. And what is that, y'all? That's a petri dish. So you're walking around with a petri dish attached to your face, and I get it if it's a mental whatever. So, but more and more. But boy, they'll pull them off to have those chips. They'll pull. Apparently, it's a time. Going to call an official timeout.
Right. You can't get as long as you're ingesting something, you're not breathing in the germ.
Whatever the deadly virus it is that I'm protecting myself from, we'll take a break while I have this Biscoff.
Or the antidote.
While I have this Biscoff.
Talking about planes again. So last week we were in Dallas for a swim meet thing. And we drove back Sunday. I mean, we didn't get to, I think we left Dallas probably about 7 Sunday evening. And some friends or some other swimmers' parents, Joey, my wife, asked them, they flew in. She said, "What time's y'all flight?" And she whispered, she said, "Oh, we flew private." And it's like, "Oh, all right, well, that's great. I don't know why you're whispering."
Yeah, no, I'd be like, "I flew private."
Yeah. But then 10 minutes later, he said, "Does Riley want to fly back with us?" And I said, I don't know. Ask her. So as I'm proceeding to embark on a 7-hour drive beginning at 7 p.m., my daughter takes an hour and a half private flight home from Dallas and gets to the house 5 hours before us.
Sucks to be her, man.
I hear you.
So was the person, they own the plane, or?
I think his company owns it and he has access to it. So one of those deals. And, I don't know, like if the pilot just has to, hang for the weekend waiting for you to go home.
I guess, I don't know if it's your company. I guess you can make it do what you want. Like I said before, it's been maybe a couple years now since I've been on one, and it'd been a while before that. And way back in the day when I was in Georgia working for a consulting company, we'd fly private on these little 4-seater, 5-seater Cessnas. I hated that. Now, my age now, I could probably look at, on a pretty day. Yeah, it's okay. I hated it if there was any kind of weather. If there was going to be any kind of, but it wasn't. I didn't look at that.
The smaller the plane, the more magnified the weather is.
Yeah, and I didn't look at that as being any luxury, man. I was like terrified half the time on that stupid little plane, and you're not really. Smells funny. Smells like an old closet, and there was no bathroom on it, so you couldn't fly long distances, and I guess it kept you out of airports. But back, especially pre 9/11, airports were a different animal, man. You could pull up to the airport 45 minutes before your plane took off.
Yeah,
and chances are you were going to get on it.
A small airport like Baton Rouge, dude, you just roll up and go straight to especially if you didn't have bags to check.
Dude, I'm talking Atlanta. I'd fly into Atlanta. From hitting the front door of Atlanta, whether you get dropped off or parked your car, you were easily with through the whatever and on the trains and stuff, man, 30 minutes. It didn't take now it's horrific. But no, the one a couple of years ago was a legit private like the big time execs fly. And
Yeah,
that's just
and I think that's what this was, to be honest with you.
that's not even fair. That's just that ruins you. That ruins you for everything. That ruins first class. I get in a first class seat on a regular plane now, and I'm like, man, pilot didn't come talk to me. I don't see no cheese tray. Got a bottle of wine waiting for me, man.
Well, that's what I used to feel like. We have our LSU football tickets are really good seats, and I sell them every year, but I still keep control of them in case anybody wants them, because they are good seats. But now that in recent years, since they've added so many boxes and everything else, it's like I feel like just white trash because I'm sitting out there in the elements.
That's
while
right.
all you other people are in the suites.
Yeah. Well, who knows, Juan? When we when we sell the broadcast rights to the Dave and Juan More Time podcast, we'll start flying. We'll start flying
fly
private.
We'll get our own.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'm feeling bad for the folks who about 2 years ago and for the past few years have bought Teslas to virtue signal how
So some woman was like painting swastikas on hers and blowing it up.
they just need to shoot somebody like that. I mean, maybe not to kill, but just wing them. It's bizarro world, and the people now that are publicly, including who's that biggest idiot? He's a Senator Kelly from Arizona. Made a big deal to show he was getting rid of his Tesla.
He don't want to drive a car sold by an a-hole.
Yeah. And so he goes to get a gas guzzler. So the same people who were 2 years ago praising Elon for being the greatest human being to ever walk the planet, the guy who made electric cars. Now, we've always said electric, we got our issues with that. Yeah. Well, now it's making me want to buy one because it's like,
right. I'm saying that. The
protest. But here's the deal too. Here's where I think the administration is also messing up. So yeah, there are people that are vandalizing Teslas. They're vandalizing Tesla dealerships and stuff like that. But here's the deal: these people need to be arrested and put in jail, not because they're vandalizing Teslas, because they're vandalizing anything.
Right.
Like
right.
It's not just like, oh, it's an acting. It's no.
Well, you're not taking money out of Elon's pocket.
Yeah, you can't. Hey,
right.
Just as a general rule,
if you go vandalize a car at a Ford dealership at Bob Smith's Ford, you're hurting Bob Smith, not the Ford family.
Yeah. So, right. But that's where we are. So hopefully
the ones who trash their own cars, it's like Elon's got your money.
You know what? None of that exists without social media. None of that exists without social media, because the people that are doing it are doing purely, look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Look how I was virtue signaling the other way just a couple of years ago, but I'm going to do a total 180.
How fluid I am.
Yeah. My virtue knows no limits, and here I will show it to you. The last thing today I saw that I jotted down. You get these little things that pop up on like random facts, and one got me was the company. Let me pull it up here. Because the movie Jaws, right? We all know the movie.
Yeah, what
Jaws.
is it, like 50 years old now?
It's like it's been a while.
But I think it's coming back, like in or might be coming this summer for an anniversary deal.
So the guy, the fact that came out here, it says due to Robert Shaw. Robert Shaw is the guy that played the captain, right? He's the guy that He was the captain of the boat.
The old burly kind of sailor guy.
He met his demise, right? He's the famous one where at the end,
right.
The Jaws got him. So due to Robert Shaw being totally drunk every waking moment of his adult life. All right. That's the first thing they say. That this dude just was always drunk, always on set, just drunk. Director Steven Spielberg decided it wouldn't be safe for him to handle a knife safely. So he asked his buddy George Lucas if he could help animate the knife in post-production. There's a scene where he's got, right?
Uh-huh.
George spent over 2 weeks painstakingly painting the knife in each frame and was so impressed with his own talents.
Man, that was something.
He decided to start a special effects company in 1975 called Industrial Light and Magic to exclusively produce, at the time, knife animations for Hollywood movies. But one of the big companies was one of George Lucas's.
So basically, George Lucas's company was founded because this dude was always drunk.
Because the captain from Jaws was too drunk to be trusted with a knife.
Nice.
There you go.
That's a good legacy to have, man. It's a good
You're
legacy.
welcome, America.
Yeah,
you will never watch.
He was the inspiration
for
what we know today as animation in movies.
You gotta love a motivational drunk. That dude was a motivational drunk. And on that note, how about it? Push the button. Get on out of here. See if any of this stuff stuck to tape. I hope it did, y'all. If you want to find us, you want to reach us, it's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com.
And we're right here.
Here. You know it. Whatever you're doing. Phone, iPad, computer,
radio in your
car, whatever.
Yeah.
And those of you that are in your cars around Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, I believe, what is that? That's the 17th, right?
You're gonna get me on that. No,
I think it is. Thanks. Tuesday the 17th.
Today's the 15th, so Tuesday's gonna be the 18th.
Oh, the 18th. Like I said, Tuesday the 18th. Juan, myself, and our friend Rick Portier did a little radio snippet show, hour, I guess, for the folks at KNSU. 91.5 FM. You can get them if you're at home in Thibodeau or whatever the app is. They're online as well. I think you can go on.
I'm sure it's the same as any other radio.
KNSU, right? KNSU. Yeah. So they're doing a fundraiser for the radio station to get different new equipment. And so Juan and Rick and I guess we're the 80s show. So
the 80s guys.
We spent a little time, spent about an hour. And picked
we're giving people, Dave. We're givers.
We're givers. And we each picked a couple songs from the 80s, some of our favorite songs. And I've listened to it, actually, our piece a couple times. We didn't suck. For three guys who have not done radio, you and I have done this podcast, but radio's a different animal.
Yeah, no music intended, no, and then we've not done anything with Rick in 100 years.
That's right. And he was drunk. So, I mean, you might not be able to tell.
Rick, our Emmy Award-winning journalist.
The Emmy Award-winning Rick Portier of WAFB Baton Rouge, also an instructor at LSU. That guy, bourbon connoisseur as well.
He was connoisseuring some bourbon.
Joined us. But, and like I said, hey, for three guys who haven't done it in forever, didn't come out too bad. So if you're around, you want to catch it, it's going to be, I think, 3 o'clock. And that's when the power went out. Not in Baton Rouge where the storms are, but here in Sugar Land with the sun shining. Well, I guess, and the wind blowing. So speaking of blowing, Center Point Energy. You guys blow. Thanks. Back on now. I think Juan's having crawfish, so I'm left alone to do the wrap up here. Every week we tell you it's not a hint, suggestion, or subtle implication. It's a freaking mandate. Go live your best life. You had a bad day today? Hey, suck it up, buttercup. Tomorrow's a better one. Had a great day today? There you go. The bar is set to get over. Right now, I'm just glad that power's back on. You see, feeling appreciation. But we want to everybody and thoughts and prayers going out for everybody in the impacted weather patterns of the weekend. We hope everybody is safe and sound and back on their feet. But so anyway, thoughts and prayers to folks impacted by all the bad weather this past weekend. And we hope you all have a fantastic week. We will be back next week to compare notes and do it all over again. Until then, I'm Dave. For Juan, y'all be good. Out.
It's over. Go home.